Hey guys, Sean Zine, the host for the Network Marketing Insider, where I bring on network marketers, affiliate marketers, those that are looking to have an online business, and they share their story, talk about strategies, their trials and tribulations. And the goal is to gain some massive value that you actually implement and you actually take action. So if you're watching us from one of the video platforms like YouTube or my website, please drop a comment where you're watching from, ask questions, hit that like button, hit the share button, and let's try to help more people out there. And also, if you are on the audio verticals, please take a look at the description on both audio and the video and reach out to my guests. And don't forget to do a little rating at the end if you're listening to on Spotify or Amazon or etc. So without further ado, I have someone new I just met on a community called Skool that has some massive value that I think everybody can utilize. And let me bring in a great friend of mine. We have Derek. What's going on? Derek, how are you?
Hello, great. I'm fine, thanks. And how are you?
I'm doing fantastic. I appreciate you taking some time out of your day. I always ask to have my guests, who are you and why did you get into the network marketing field, affiliate marketing, in the online space in general? And then we'll have some great conversation.
Yeah, well, I'm a transformational hypnotherapist, and I concentrate on giving confidence to people. So that's one of my main things for helping people with, is to help them basically supercharge their confidence, because in a world at the moment, there's such a lot of things going on. So people are less confident about doing certain things and less confident about themselves. And there's a lot of that due with people having low self-esteem. And there's lots of things to do that. But there's also one thing that stops people, I'd say, being more confident, and that's putting things off. Like procrastination is a big thing for people not moving forward, because there's lots of things. If I break down procrastination, for instance, it falls into 4 different levels. First of all, there's the fear of failure. The second one is excessive perfectionism. Third one is low energy levels, and also lack of focus of what you want to do. So what we want to do is strip back all those problems. And that's quite interesting, because STRIP stands for STRIP. And S is for breaking things down into smaller tasks. RT is for a timeline. When are you going to do these things by? R is for remove any procrastination things that stop you doing it. I is for be around people that inspire you, or articles that inspire you. And P, this is the big one, perfectionism. You don't need to be perfect to get things going. So let's talk about that a bit more in detail. Say, for instance, you are going to write a book. So the first thing you do is, find some research. Then you think, what's the subject going to be about? How am I going to fill these chapters in? What's that chapter going to be about? What should I include in the pages? So you're breaking it down into smaller parts. What should this page say? Should it be funny? Should it be dramatic? And how many pages should I have in this chapter? So you see, what we're doing is, because you'll say, I've got to write a book, and where do I start? It's too big. I've got to stop. Forget it. I'll do it some other time. But if you break it down into smaller steps, it's more manageable. But then we come to the letter T for strip. T is for timeline. When am I going to do these things by? What should I do during the day? But also, each timeline needs a deadline. So, by 12 o'clock, I'm going to write 2 paragraphs for my new novel. And by 4 o'clock, I'll have written 3 pages. So you're giving yourself deadlines of when you're going to do these smaller tasks. But the big one is letter R, for remove all those procrastination moments. So what do I mean by that? Well, the TV's on in the background. Maybe the radio is on. Maybe, oh, I should get up now and make myself some coffee. Oh, while I'm there at coffee, why don't I make myself a sandwich? I've got plenty of time, so I'll just make myself a sandwich. Oh, I tell you what, that program's on. I like doing that. I've got plenty of time to finish it off. I'll go and sit down and watch the TV and have my sandwich and have a coffee. I can put that off. Yeah, I'll start again in another hour. And another hour goes by and you're still watching it. So you've lost the time there because of all these things that have done. And then you might think, oh, well, it's nearly lunchtime now. I should go out and make yourself some lunch. So in fact, you've wasted about 3 hours because you haven't stuck getting these things out the way. Now, the letter I is for inspire. People that inspire you. Maybe there's people there who've done the same things you want to do. Or there's an article perhaps that tells you how you can do certain things. You need to be around people that inspire you, but also people that will keep you accountable. So tell a friend or something, right, today I'm going to write 5 chapters. So your friend rings you up, have you written 5 chapters today? No. Well, that's not good because you said you'd write 5 chapters. So why didn't you go on ahead and do it? So you need somebody to keep you accountable. And the big one is P for strip, is you do not need to be perfect to get something going. That's what most people think. They say, well, I need this and then this and this and this. And once I've got all that, then I can start. So what you do is actually talk yourself out of it because you're not perfect and you never will be perfect. Because let me tell you this, perfection does not exist. My perfection could be totally different from yours. So who's right and who's wrong? Nobody, because perfection doesn't exist. So you need to just start something straight away. So you've broken things down to smaller steps. Now, this applies to anything, not just for writing a book. You've broken it down to smaller steps. You've given yourself a timeline and a deadline when you can do these things. You've removed all the things, the TV, the radio, the food, everything. They're all gone out. You're looking to people who inspire you, who may have done what you want to do, and you're taking that knowledge in. And forget perfection, you just go for it. And there's a phrase I like to use with all my clients. The journey of 1,000 miles begins with one small step. You need to take that step, whatever it is, and get going. Because once you do, you'll find it's a snowball effect. And you'll want to do more. And when you make progress, you'll think, that's great, I've made some progress. And you'll carry on. And in the end, you'll get what you need to do. But you need to strip away all those things, get rid of procrastination, and do what you want to do. So there you have it.
There's already value, guys, in this conversation, and we just got started. And it's something that I want to repeat again. Derek was going over, the fear of failure, excessive perfectionism, low energy, and a lack of focus. I love how he broke it down as far as the strip and what that stood for. Again, the smaller task, timeline, removing anything that's like a distraction, inspiring, find people that are inspiring and hold you accountable, and also not having that perfection because it doesn't exist. Man, everyone that gets involved with online businesses or anyone like in this space we're talking about, they have the lack of confidence because they're not competent enough to keep moving forward. They're afraid to try something because they say, well, what happens if I fail? What happens if you don't fail? You're going to be more successful because you actually tried. I see it all the time. A lot of people say, oh, I can't do video like we're doing right now. There's a lot of people have the fear of getting in front of the camera. Start doing it slowly. Like we break things down a little bit. Go do a 30-second or a 15-second introduction of who you are and what you do. That's a quick little video you can do. That's value that you can share, but that's getting you outside your comfort zone. A lot of people don't want to. They get complacent. Oh, I like Derek was saying, oh, food might be out. Oh, I can make myself a sandwich. And you hear about a show that's on, and you get distracted. This is why a lot of times you should be focused. I don't like using a timeline as far as, you have to work from 8 to 10, and then you do something, and then time blocking a lot of people might do. If it works for you, it works for you. But you should also, it's hyper-focused. If you're working, it's your business, distractions should be away from you so you can continue on building. Otherwise, you're not going to have a business if you're not doing anything.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. And you should try and make sure that what you do is what you want to do, for that particular day. What do I need to get accomplished? And, at the end of the day, say to yourself, well, I've done a good job here. There were all these distractions, but I knuckled down and I got on with it. And I'm feeling better now, because what you've also got to do is, one of the things that stop you is low energy levels. You've got to eat properly, you've got to drink properly, you've got to feel good, first of all, before you start any of this. If you've got low energy levels, you're thinking, oh, well, I'm just too tired, I can't do it. Get yourself into a frame of mind where you're obviously exercising and you're feeling better about it. And when you exercise and feel better, that's when you feel more confident. And when you feel more confident, you're able to do all these things, and procrastination becomes less and less and less, because you've got a goal, you've got a direction, you've got a path you want to go to. And that's what you need to think about all the time. And also, if you don't do it, what's going to happen? Well, there's all those missed chances you've had of progressing further. You've only got yourself to blame. It's no one else to blame if you don't make the effort. But when you make the effort, lots of things change. Lots of things definitely change.
I love how you said that getting yourself healthier. Once you are moving, you are going to be moving more. You're going to make sure you're putting the right things in your body. I don't like to say diet, because I found diets always die, but just change your lifestyle. Start eating more fruits and vegetables, having smaller portions. It'll allow you to have a little bit here, a cake there, cookies here once in a while. But yes, the more you look, maybe you lose 10 or 15, 20 pounds, what have you. That will give you more confidence. Now you can walk better. You can be, back will be upright. You'll have more energy. When you come home, a lot of people say, they have kids and I worked the whole day. Well, if you have an online business that you're doing after, a side hustle, you worked your 9 to 5, you still need to keep that marathon going. Oh, I have kids. Yeah. That's fine. You got to be a father or a mother. Be in the moment. When they're asleep, I get back to work again. If I didn't have the energy, I wouldn't be able to do it. And I would just give up and procrastinate, like we're our biggest topic today. And that would make my confidence go down, because I would lose sales. We're all about making sure that we're connecting with other people. I loved it when we had a connection on Skool, and we had a messenger, and then we went to, we had good messages, conversation going. Then we got onto a video call like we're doing here. And we were like, the value that I heard from you, I'm like, we got to do this. We got to get this recorded. Yeah. Some people say, I don't have enough value. Everybody has value to share. Don't be afraid to share it. People think, it's your secret sauce. Nothing out there is really that new. It's just something how you present it. And if you shared how to make $1 million, people would skip to the last step without going through each one of the steps. And that's why they won't be successful, because they tried to cheat. The cheat doesn't happen.
Yeah. But also one of the main reasons for people procrastinating is the fear of failure. They think they're going to fail. There's also another one that, they put too much emphasis on the end goal, and it's so far away in the distance. They think, oh my God, I'll never get there. I want to make, 100,000 a year. How can I do that? They think, oh, way too down there. So you got to change how you think about things and do things in a sort of smaller, more directed way, so you can see some improvement as you go along. You know.
I agree with the improvements. That will again keep that ball moving, the confidence level higher, because you are seeing that little step there's ladders, right? Those rungs. If you follow, you're going to be getting to the top if you follow properly. But yeah, the confidence will come with you. But I love those people that quit so early on. And you said it earlier, you're going to lose out on missed opportunities, because all you got to do is just keep being consistent. If you're consistent with whatever your consistency is, you're going to see it through. It will allow you to get to the next level, to write a book, to build business properly. That's the focus you should have.
Yeah. And if there's one thing I can impart to people, it's this story about this old man. He's near the end of his life, and he's talking to his friend, and he's saying, I chose the road less traveled by, and I had new experiences. Choose the road less traveled by, and that's where you'll make the biggest discoveries of your life. Don't say, have regrets and saying, I wish I did that. Somebody else did that, and I was listening to Derek back, in the 2025, and I didn't do what he said I should do. And where am I? I'm still at the same position. You'll never get where you want to be if you constantly do the things you are doing now.
Yes.
And I'd like to say that again for some people. You'll never get to be where you want to be if you constantly do the same things you're doing now, because you're not stretching yourself. You're not getting out your comfort zone. One little step, journey of 1,000 miles, begins with one small step. And you need to take that step, because you're going to feel so much better. At the end of the day, you'll think, wow, I did this today. Instead of procrastinating, I did that one step. And Derek said I'd feel better. And you know what? I feel better.
I like that. And no matter how old someone is, they should always be focused on learning. If you're learning new skills, it's not, I went to high school, I went to college, I don't have to learn anything. I know everything. You don't know everything. It goes back to perfection. We don't have perfection. So you need to continue to build your mind, because your mind is going to be around for a long time, no matter how physically your body will be as you get older. You need to keep training that mind and that mindset. Man, there's books, there's videos, there's podcasts that go on and on about mindset. That's a huge piece that will allow you to be successful, because you are training for it. But a lot of people say, I don't want to invest in courses. What happens if the course doesn't work? Goes back to, you have to rely on the source. Find out some testimonials, maybe find out who close to you that went through something that you're trying to get involved in. But then I just say, take a chance. A lot of things that are out there are not that expensive. If we're talking hundreds, $500, $1,000, maybe you have to talk to somebody, figure it out. But I like to say this, hey, if you're in online space, if you're in affiliate marketing, you have recurring income coming in, you have money that's coming, you build that up to a point that you can afford whatever you need to invest more into. That's what you use the money for, to continue building and compartmentalize your lifestyle, because your mindset's going to be right. You're going to be on that right path.
But it all begins as well with self-esteem and self-worth. People say, well, what's the difference between self-esteem and self-worth? Well, self-worth is what you think about yourself am I worth it? And a number of people I see in my hypnotherapy business, they say, oh, well, I don't think I'm really worth that much, which is a tragic thing to say. It's a really, really sad thing to say. And that's because they've got low self-esteem. Self-esteem also is how other people perceive you, because they perceive you as thinking, well, I'm not worth much. So then, of course, that sends out a signal, oh, well, he can't be up to much. He's not worth much because he's got no confidence. Why should I, want to connect with him? This sort of thing. Because your self-worth is low. And that is because you always give yourself negative self-talk. I can't do this because I tried that last year, it didn't work. Oh, I can't be bothered. That's another one. I can't be bothered to do this today because something else is coming along. So you put these negative barriers in front of you. And then it's no wonder you're not confident about things, not confident about anything. So that's how you need to start changing that. You've got to feel good about yourself. When you feel good about yourself, a lot of things will change because you'll feel more positive. And the more positive you are, the more confident you become. And others react to you in that confident way.
I like the positivity. Positivity is, it's very, it draws people in. They don't want to have somebody who's always negative. But if you're a positive person, you're always enlightening others. You're always there to help others. That's who I want to be around. That's why I try to do a motivational quote every day to help that one person that's not having the good morning that they should be having, maybe uplifting them, because it's a powerful thing to live by. Will you have some bad times during the day, during your week, during your month, during a year? Sure. Everyone has it. I've talked about this before. I don't know if I even shared it with you. My daughter had when she was 4 months old, had a liver transplant. And it was a dark time. And we had to have, just before she even got it, she had a feeding tube. There was times that we were like, this might be the end. This is our first child we had with my wife. And I'm like, oh my God. But we stayed positive. We prayed a lot. We stayed positive. We were putting out the vibes. I even documented the journey, and she's doing fantastic. 7 years old almost now. But it's having that and being a team. And if you're part of a team, guys, usually in network marketing or business online, you have a team of people. Leverage it. You have people that are going to do things that are going to work, and then there's people that are not going to work. So bringing that positivity, bringing the accountability, bringing the team approach, because we can go at this by ourselves, but it gets lonely. But if you bring a team and a community, that's a whole powerful way of building a business online.
Yeah, and you find also that people flock to positive people. Like people like Tony Robbins, for instance. He has a way of attracting people in because they want to have that confidence that he's got. They want to be more positive like him. And, that's one of the things that will make you feel better about yourself when you are positive. And I always say that positive people, for them, a problem is a solution not yet instigated.
Yes,
it's not a brick wall. They'll find a way out around it, or they'll find a different way of doing it. Whereas negative people will think, oh, that's it. Can't do anything about it. That's it. It's over. So a problem is a solution not yet instigated is one of the things I like to tell my clients as well, because then it makes them think about, well, maybe I could change that and do something different. They're all getting bombarded by negative statements all the time. You just need one little tweak and make it a positive statement.
Yes, sir. You definitely can do that. You can change somebody's life by a smile, by a nice comment. I want to go into the community piece, and we met through Skool. Yeah. And can you share, for those that don't know about Skool, what is the, kind of a review that you might share with those that are watching? How has it been for you on that platform?
Yeah, well, I'm quite new for school. I've been probably about 9 days, to tell you the truth. But I find that there's loads of people on here that are looking for other people with similar interests. So we've all got various communities, and some of them can be, like making money, or it could be something about health, or you know, about
Pickleball.
positivity. Or there's loads and loads of different
Yeah.
communities. But the thing is, it's the interaction that you get from it, and the other people that get from it as well. So you're getting that social interaction, whether it's like this over the internet and the podcast, or just typing away to one another. It's I'd like to say it's almost like a family of members. They're getting in touch with each other, and it's different from a lot of things. There's networking as well. That, I suppose, that's the forerunner to this, is your networking people, your networking groups. You go out and meet them, and you sit around the table and you try and network, and that's hit and miss a lot of the time. So I'd say this is a sort of internet networking friendly community type thing. So I like it because I can share on my member site, I can share my articles about helping people, and posts about certain things, and quotes and comments, and interacting with you as well. So yeah, it's a great thing to be in.
Yeah, it's providing the value. There are people that are in there for the wrong reasons. They're going to spam. They're going to use me for this business model instead of why. Those that are watching, you might see this. You might see people spam you on a post or in the direct message.
Yeah.
They don't have the confidence because they don't believe. They try to upsell the whatever's presented, which is not the place to be. If you are seeing a post that provides some value about confidence, and then you come in there, come buy and sell with my company. It wasn't even discussed in the post.
No.
I'm that's why we're trying to weed people out of specifically one of the communities that we have on Evolve Now Social, which is powerful. Yeah, we have people that are engaging on posts. You don't get that on Facebook because there's an algorithm. School doesn't have the algorithm. So it's all focused on whoever's in that community. And sometimes a creator might do more of engagement. In that one, Scott Gerard doesn't even engage that too often because it's already set up for the community, for the people. And I think, Derek, you are go with this confidence, in what we're discussing today. You have your own group that you set up too, right?
Yeah, that's right. It's called Supercharge Your Confidence, which, is what I'm all about, really. It's about helping people improve their confidence. For those that don't have confidence, who just think they're passing by, there's people of a certain age that think they're invisible because society thinks they're invisible. So they have no confidence. And yet there's all sorts of people there who just like a little bit of confidence to say, hey, I am here, I exist, and I want to be part of society.
Well said, man. Hey, guys, there's tons of information that you can gain from Derek and about confidence, about building a lifestyle. I make sure that you are connecting with them. All this information is in the description wherever you're listening to us, either on a video or in the podcast model. Make sure you reach out to him. Make sure you connect. Make sure you follow him on different social media platforms that he has in there. Take a look at his group on School, and you'll see the wealth of knowledge this man has. So I definitely call him a friend. I appreciate him sharing lots of value today. Taught us about strip. We talked about confidence and procrastination. And I want to thank Derek for being here with us.
My pleasure.
Just stick around for a moment afterwards. Everyone else, we hope you have an amazing rest of your day, wherever you're listening to us from.
Bye.